Good morning, Dr. Lee. This is Darnell from Porsche of Ocala. Just want to take a moment to show you the two Macan S's that we actually have in stock. Obviously, the one on the left is going to be white Macan S, and you have the one on the right that is the mahogany Macan S. Both are 2018s. Both are very well equipped. They both have the RS Spider design wheels, the 20-inch wheels on them. They give them a very sporty look. Now, I'm pretty sure you're very familiar with the Macans, you're Porsche enthusiasts. But I want to go over these just a little bit. That way you have something to show your wife. That way she has something to look at, because I know you're interested in the vehicle for her. So I'll walk around one of the vehicles, just showing you some of the standard equipment as well as the optional equipment, and then go to the other one to show you the differences with the interior color, and then point out some of the differences that these vehicles might have. So we'll start with this one on the left here. So you have your standard fog lights up front. You have your LED daytime running lights. They're going to be the 4-point lights. It's typical for Porsche. These have the xenon lights as standard. With this one having the Premium Package Plus, I'm sorry, you have the cornering lights on the headlight. Up front, you can see, probably might be able to see it in the video, the active flaps in the grille to help control the airflow being sent to the intakes. And it's actually pretty interesting because there's channels in the hood to direct the air where it needs to go. This one has the side blade painted to match the car. With the Premium Package Plus, you have the entry and drive, so you can put your hand inside the door handle to unlock it, and then touch this little notch that's right here on the outside to lock it. And you can do that on all 4 doors. You also get a key that stays in the ignition with the entry and drive, plus an additional button on the power tailgate. The power tailgate standard, the button to open it is going to be right here. So when you open the tailgate, normally you just have the button that's here on the left, but considering this has the entry and drive, like I mentioned, you have the button there on the right, so this will allow you to close the hatch after turning onto the car, close the hatch and lock the vehicle, so you can unload everything without having to look for your keys afterwards. You do have a 40-20-40 split with the seats back here, so you can bring the center down, or you can have either side down, or you can do a traditional 60-40 pulling the seats down. You have a privacy shade that's very easy to remove. You just unhook here, and then you can pull it out. You see where it detaches on both sides. You do have a spare tire that's collapsed with this vehicle. This does have the Bose surround sound system. Parking sensors and a backup camera are standard, so you have 4 sensors in the rear, 4 sensors up front, and then the camera that'll show you your guiding lines on the screen. You have the 4 exhaust tips with the Macan S to give it a very sporty look. This vehicle does have the panoramic roof. It really opens up the interior of the Macan. This vehicle is equipped with the screen in the rear to help with the light coming into the car. If I'm not mistaken, the mahogany one doesn't have that, but again, we'll go to that vehicle and see what the differences are. You have the Luxor beige and black interior. So the dash is going to be black, the top of the door trim is going to be black, and then the floor panels are going to be black. So pretty much where someone's going to rest their feet or where they're going to rest their arms is going to be black. In the back, you have vents here for your rear passengers. You can control the temperature a little bit with this toggle here. You do have heated seats in the rear because of the Premium Package Plus, and then you have these dual USB port in case anyone in the back had a device that they wanted to actually charge. Going up front, you have the lane change assist. which essentially is your blind spot detection, which most manufacturers call it. To activate that, you press this button here on the door, and this is what it looks like when it's lit up. Okay, now if you were driving and you signaled to switch lanes and someone was in your blind spot, that would flash rapidly. And what's nice is where Porsche's placed it. So when you close the door, it's on the inside of the mirror. That way it's in your peripheral. You do have the 14-way power seat with the memory package. So with this vehicle, you get memory seats on the driver and passenger side. You have the instrument cluster that's identical to that of the Caymans and the Boxster. So they really wanted this car to feel exactly like the sports cars. When you sit in the cabin, it gives a very sporty feel to it. This utilizes a double clutch transmission, which is it's going to operate very similar to that in the sports cars, but it's going to be a little smoother because of the way the car was designed and the programming. You do have the multi-function steering wheel as standard. You got multiple controls on this. Volume control on the left side. This button here will actually answer the phone. You have this diamond shaped button, which is going to be your steering wheel button. This will allow you to utilize certain things. As a standard, it will be set to switch between media sources, but you can change that to, let's say, these cars come with standard with lane departure warning now. So if you wanted to turn off the lane departure warning, you could even set it to that button. You have a button to hang up the phone, your back button for the TFT display, and then a roller to control the TFT display here. And that's the TFT display right there. So this is going to show you multiple things. You can customize the layout of this menu here. This is the vehicle menu. So right now it's showing oil temperature, oil pressure, and then coolant temperature. And you can change that with battery voltage, boost pressure, elevation. You scroll down, you have your radio function, you have your phone menu, you have your map, screen turned off, so disable that. But you can customize this just like the map on your main PCM screen, which is this. You can zoom out and go to 3D view. It's a really nice idea. It's one of the best things that Porsche's added to these vehicles is it makes everything really easy to operate. You put your hand on the wheel and you can pretty much control everything. You have your navigation option here, which is going to have your previous destination and then your turn-by-turn directions when you're utilizing the navigation. You have your trip computer, tire pressure, and then here's your torque split. So it shows how the power is being sent between the front and rear axle. These vehicles are all-wheel drive. When you have the Macan S, you get a 3-liter V6 twin turbo that produces 340 horsepower and 339 pound-foot of torque. You have all your climate settings here, heated and ventilated seats, and then some of your additional options here. So you have your standard sport mode, your Porsche stability management, your off-road mode, lane departure warning, and then the automatic start and stop. The lane departure warning is going to alert you when you're drifting out of the lane, and then the automatic start and stop is going to shut down the engine to help you conserve on fuel. You have some controls up here for your roof, for the lights on the inside, your home link. The PCM is touchscreen. Now when you get your hand close to the screen like just now, the menu pops up. Okay, very easy to operate, responds a lot quicker than the previous generation. Okay, let's go take a look at the mahogany vehicle. This is the mahogany metallic. It's a wonderful color, especially when the sunlight hits it. As I mentioned before, this has the same wheels. If I'm not mistaken, they both have the Premium Package Plus. Yes, they do. The interiors on this one's a little different. This has a saddle brown interior. You look at the side blade down here. The side blade is matte black. On a darker color, it looks nice because it blends a little better. Let's go take a look inside. Saddle brown is definitely a good combination for this, and like I mentioned before, this doesn't have the screen. I was correct with that. Okay, this has a lane change assist just like the white one. The trim on the inside is different. You do have the wood trim on the dash here. Helps give it a little bit more of an elegant look. This vehicle does have Sport Chrono, which is a little different, which is different than the other one. So you have a Sport and Sport Plus mode. So the Sport Chrono gives you upgrade dynamic engine mounts. You get launch control, the Sport Plus mode, and then the clock that's here on the dash becomes a lap timer, and that you activate through the TFT display. So you get an additional menu here for your chrono clock. Okay. And this vehicle has the Porsche Connect Plus, so with that you get a couple options. So this one has the ability to have Wi-Fi capabilities. You can do online searches with your navigation. You have applications here in the radio, so you can look up parking, fuel prices, you can look up flights, you can look up the news, the weather. It also gives you Porsche Car Connect. So that's an application that you download on your phone. That way you create a link essentially between the car and your phone, so you can, if you walk away from the car and forget to lock the car, you can always lock it from your phone. Tell you your fuel range, when your service is due, tire pressure, quite a number of things. So there's small differences between the two vehicles. It's mostly the color. And then separate from that, you have the Sport Chrono package. The other one has the screen on the rear windows for your passengers. It's a wonderful interior. Hopefully this helps Dr. Lee. Okay, just going to take one more look at the two vehicles. Hey, hopefully this video helps, and we'll speak soon. Thanks.